am having a wonderful night watching the MAGA Republicans melt down over the redistricting referendum passing in Virginia, giving Democrats an additional 4 seats in the House of Representatives. And I imagine you feel the same way. I mean, they are crying, they are melting down.
So Harry J. Sisson just witnessed Virginia voters approving redistricting that flips 4 House seats from red to blue. And MAGA is spiraling. This isn't backroom gerrymandering. Virginia actually asked voters to decide, unlike Republican states that redrew maps in secret. We're watching democracy work exactly as intended.
And it's just so funny to me to watch this happen, not only because, number one, I love laughing at the diehard MAGA fans, but also, number two, they were silent when Republicans did this in red states around the country. And might I add, states like Texas and North Carolina, they didn't even ask the voters. They just did it. In the middle of the night, no voters were asked, whereas in California and Virginia, voters actually cast a ballot on this.
Texas gerrymandered away 6 Democratic seats in 2021 with 0 voter input. North Carolina's legislature killed 3 Democratic districts behind closed doors. Virginia put redistricting on the ballot and let citizens choose. That's the difference between democratic process and partisan power grabs.
We effing finished it. Yes, Democrats fighting fire with fire, exactly. They started it, we're finishing it. So the Republicans can cry all they want, say, oh my God, Democrats are so mean. They started this. We didn't want to redistrict. We didn't want this to happen. We don't do this in the middle of decades just for political benefit. They started it. We're finishing it. And
Louise Lucas is Virginia's Senate President pro tempore, basically the second highest ranking Democrat in their state Senate. Her tweet captured exactly what millions feel. Republicans weaponized redistricting for decades. Now they're crying when Democrats use the same playbook with actual voter approval.
This is from journalist Rachel Bade, who said, the GOP blame game erupts over Virginia redistricting abject failure. Local Virginia Republicans say the national apparatus from Trump world to the RNC botched the most consequential campaign of the cycle, one that could have dealt with the fate of 4 House GOP seats that could help save the majority. I was hearing these whispers as recently as this weekend. A couple of folks even went on the record with frustrations.
Rachel Bade covers Congress for Politico. Losing 4 House seats could cost Republicans their majority completely. What's devastating is Trump refused multiple meetings with Virginia Republicans begging for help, then will inevitably blame them on Truth Social for his own abandonment.
Apparently, according to some reports, these Republicans in Virginia asked for meetings with Donald Trump. They were all denied. So Trump is going to get on social media and say, oh, it's the mean Democrats, yada, yada. They didn't even try to win this. They just gave up. They gave up because they see how bad the numbers are. And to all of the Republicans online who we're about to look at in just a moment, who are saying, it's the Democrats rigging the maps. It's so unfair.
Trump's approval dropped to 38% this month, his lowest since taking office. He's increasingly isolated even from his own party. Virginia Republicans needed him desperately, got ignored, and now he'll tweet that they're weak losers. Classic Trump playbook.
Look at all of these Republican states with 0 Democratic seats, despite Democrats voting, 30 to 40% in that state. You even have Alaska with 0 seats for Democrats, or North Carolina, only 4 of 14 seats, yet Democrats make up 40% of the population. Texas, 13 of 38 seats, yet Democrats make up 42% of the voting population. Arizona, 47% of people voted that are Democrats, only 3 of 9 seats. So Republicans cry about gerrymandering, except they do it all over the country. Everywhere.
The math is staggering. Texas Democrats got 42% of votes, but just 34% of seats. North Carolina Democrats earned 48% of votes, but hold only 29% of seats. Republicans rigged the game nationwide, then scream fraud when Virginia voters democratically level the playing field.
Now let's start with Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's actually not angry and made a pretty decent point, saying Virginia just voted to redraw House district lines, taking their state from 6 Democrats, 5 Republicans to 10 Democrats, 1 Republican, eliminating 4 Republican seats. A once red state is turning into one of the bluest states because people don't want to support Republicans. Trump betraying the America First wing of MAGA is going to have devastating consequences in the midterms. I've been warning about this all along.
Marjorie Taylor Greene accidentally nailed it. Virginia is rejecting Trumpism worrisome because voters see through the chaos. Even she's turning on Trump after he picked establishment figures over America First candidates. When you've lost MTG, you've lost the base.
He said millions of Republicans have been disenfranchised by state Democrats and Democrat donors and politicians nationwide. In other words, the Democrat Party robbed millions of Americans of their vote. When Republicans vote, it will be like voting in fascistic and communist regimes with the outcome already predetermined. Mark Levine is really angry. And the ironic thing about Mark Levine, the funny thing about Mark Levine, is that when Republicans redistrict their maps in Texas, well, Mark Levine was silent. No, actually, sorry, he wasn't silent, he celebrated.
Mark Levine called Texas redistricting brilliant strategy when Republicans eliminated Democratic seats. Now Virginia voters democratically approve new maps and suddenly it's communist tyranny. The hypocrisy is breathtaking. Democracy is only valid when Republicans win.
How do we not laugh at these people when they say things like Virginia is about to be uninhabitable? Virginia is a beautiful state with great leaders like Abigail Spanberger, governor, and a great House and Senate in the great state of Virginia. And now because they've redistricted their maps in response to Republicans, now it's uninhabitable. Well, you know what? Laura Loomer can stay out of Virginia. That's a good deal to make.
Laura Loomer calling Virginia uninhabitable is peak MAGA delusion. Virginia has excellent schools, growing tech industry, and reasonable governance. Republicans always catastrophize when they lose power. Remember when Obama was supposedly destroying America? Same playbook.
She said, adios, Virginia, the new California. First and foremost, if Virginia became the new California, that'd be great. What? Oh, blue oceans and beaches and warm weather and these beautiful redwood forests. Oh, it's so awful. The fourth largest economy in the world. It's so terrible. More Fortune 500 companies in California than any other state in the country. Oh, how terrible. I'm sure Virginia would hate all of these things coming to their state.
California has the world's fifth largest economy, leads in innovation, and houses more Fortune 500 companies than anywhere else. Ingram's trying to insult Virginia by comparing it to America's most economically successful state. That's not the own she thinks it is.
But the real point I wanted to show you this tweet from Laura Ingraham is because when Texas did it, she celebrated. It was actually a tweet all the way back in August 2025. She said that Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, just locked in a major win for Texas, she called it. And America. Democrats cry unfair every time they lose ground, but voters know the truth. The GOP is delivering. She celebrated when Texas did it. Now,
Ingram literally celebrated Texas gerrymandering in August 2025, calling it a major win for America. 8 months later, Virginia voters approve redistricting, and she's screaming about fairness. The screenshots don't lie. Pure partisan hypocrisy.
How many undocumented immigrants voted? My God. Pass the Save America Act before it's too late. These people are absurd. I mean, how can we not just point and laugh? How can you not? They're saying that undocumented immigrants voted in Virginia tonight with absolutely no evidence. Again, it's what Mercedes Schlapp said. Where is she? Right here. Rigged. They don't even have any evidence. And they're saying, oh, it's immigrants voted, it's rigged, it's something like that. It is so absurd.
Zero evidence of non-citizen voting, just like Trump's 2020 claims. Republicans lost 60 court cases because voter fraud allegations were baseless. Now they're recycling the same lies about Virginia because accepting legitimate defeat is impossible for them.
So this is all to say that Republicans are upset. Democrats are happy. Democracy has been preserved and even strengthened tonight, I would say. And I'm enjoying every minute of it. They can cry as much as they want, as loud as they want. They can kick and scream in aisle 5 of the grocery store, have their temper tantrum. I don't care. Democrats won tonight. America won tonight. Democracy won tonight. And they started this battle, and we are effing finishing it.
This victory proves Democrats can win when they fight back strategically. Virginia showed the blueprint. Use democratic processes Republicans abandoned, let voters decide, then watch MAGA melt down. Other blue states are watching and taking notes.